Hello and welcome to the Pam and Betty podcast. We go together like peanut butter and
jelly.
Betty, we have a new digs. Aren't they beautiful?
I love it.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the fear of regaining weight, yo-yo dieting, the fun, the ugly, the truth. Bringing it all out, Pam.
Uh-oh, I don't know if I want to bring it all out.
Bringing it all. You can't keep secrets from somebody that's known you for 40 years.
I know, that's very, very hard. Very, very hard.
So basically, you know that moment when you put on those gold jeans, right? The ones that like you've been having sitting in your closet and you put them on and you're like, yes, they fit. And then now you're praying to God, to Yahweh, to the coconut at the corner of the bedroom, whatever it is. But you're praying that you never gain the weight back. We've all been there. We've all said that in a prayer.
I think we've been there. I don't even know how many times because I think since I can remember, I've always been dieting. I've always been overweight. And I just remember back when we were, I think, didn't we have gym memberships together?
Oh, we had tons of
I don't even
gym
remember what gym that was.
Lady of America Fitness Center.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember the Slim Fast diet. Do you remember the Slim Fast diet?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember different videos. I remember different gadgets that we used to lose weight, the Thigh Master. And, oh, did you ever have the one that you lay in the bed and it had hooks you hooked them in your hands? And I guess it was almost like a Pilates, but it was like a rope.
No.
You never did that?
No.
Yeah, I did that.
I never did that. Yeah. I did smoke and drink a lot of Diet Coke. That was a diet that I did.
Did you do the cabbage soup?
I did. That was nasty. I did that for 2 days.
2 days?
And then that was it.
Well, Betty knows me so well, and she was asking me earlier, are you going to mention the binging and purging, which I was bulimic in high school. Mm-hmm. But I was still overweight, so even that didn't
really work.
That didn't work, but I tried. But I did lose and gain. I mean, we talked about it before that we've probably lost and gained over 1,000 pounds between the two of us.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what do you think about this time at this age? What are you going to do to keep it off? Because, I mean, recently with Mounjaro's help, I've lost over 80 pounds. And for some reason, I feel this time is going to work. And I don't know why I feel that way. I don't remember if I even worried about it 20-something years ago when I had the weight loss surgery. I think I was so excited that I had the weight loss surgery. Then I got pregnant with Michaela. And the weight came back, but I had a baby, so it didn't really...
That was your excuse.
That was my excuse. But it came back so slowly. And why didn't anybody tell me that I was gaining weight? Why didn't you say, hey, push back?
Because nobody's ever going to tell you that. I mean, people aren't going to really tell you that.
I think your core people should tell you that you've...
But if your core people are, chunky donkeys, then they're not going to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, when we were researching this, we found out that most people within the year gain the weight back, and only 20% keep about 10% off long term. Now, I do believe that statistic because when I had weight loss surgery 22 years ago, I did lose over 100 pounds, and I gained, well, oh my God, now when I think about it, I think I must have lost 160 pounds, and I gained back 70, and I kept that 70 on for 20 years.
I think
give or take.
What I'm finding now is because everything that I've done throughout my 40 years or, whatever, I'm 54 now. So since the time I was a teenager, nothing I ever did was actually sustainable.
Yeah.
That was the bottom line. Yeah. Whatever I did was never sustainable. So I would gain the weight back because it just didn't work.
And also, I think a lot of times when Virginia got married, her mom was kind enough because her mother was trying to lose weight. We did the acupuncture with the little beads in the ears and stuff.
Lost weight with
that. I lost about 40 or 50 pounds for her wedding. But then after the wedding, I gained the weight back. And I think a lot of times when I was losing weight, I was losing it for a certain reason. I was losing it to be in this wedding, or I was losing it to fit in this outfit.
Yeah.
If I did 2 weeks of something crazy, I was happy to fit into those jeans. And then a week later, those jeans were, they
You
were,
did the Oprah with the
Yeah.
with the Calvin Klein jeans.
yeah.
Oprah probably burned those jeans by now.
Yeah,
She
she-
ain't never fitting in them again.
She probably fits in them now, though.
No, she's not as skinny as as Calvin Klein Oprah.
Yeah, that was
That
pretty
was different.
thin. That was pretty
But,
thin.
And go, like where I was like in my 20s and then in my 30s, when I moved down to the Virgin Islands,
Yes.
my life was very different. I was able to lose weight and maintain it because I was very active.
Oh, okay.
I was constantly up
Working,
and down stairs
stairs.
and walking up and down the beach. It was all work related.
Yeah.
So, and again, I was also smoking.
Yeah.
There
Which
was
is
a lot
not-
of alcohol.
Which is not good.
Which is not good. I looked good.
Yeah.
I smelled like nicotine, but I looked good. But then I came back home and then I got back into,
The same
my
cycle.
old habits because
Yeah.
again, my life was different.
Yeah.
And then when I lost all that weight a few years ago, then I come to discover that I lost all that weight because of the tumor
Yeah.
that I had.
Yeah.
And that tumor allowed me to lose 50 pounds,
Yeah.
of which I had no idea that I had the tumor.
Yeah.
Once the tumor went away, then again, it was my normal life.
What do you think it was? What do you think it was also your normal life, or was it stress eating because it was so traumatic knowing that you had this tumor and this very serious surgery, then not being able to move around maybe after the surgery? Do you think that
helped.
contributed
Yeah, that was
to it
hard
as well?
because I couldn't get out of bed for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't be active for a long time. And then it was a lot of sitting around. Everybody that would come to visit would bring me
Bring food,
something.
yeah.
And then it was in the middle of the pandemic, and then I had the deaths in my family,
Yeah.
and then my dad was really sick.
Yeah.
But going back to why do you think
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be able to keep it off this time?
I think because this time, being the age that I am now, I'm realizing from seeing my father and all of the health problems that he had, I don't want to be a burden and walking around with a cane and stuff like that, which I was doing, and I don't have to use the cane anymore. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 55 now, and if I don't get a handle on this, I'm going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a problem for Michaela because, I think that kid is going to just lock me up and not take care of me. So for that alone, I'm like, I need to get my shit together.
Yeah.
So I think that, and also losing the weight slowly has been very good because I did lose a lot in the beginning, and now this last few pounds that I want to lose, I still want to lose 30 more pounds, is a little bit slower. I think I'm eating a little bit better. Now, if they stop Mounjaro, I might have to hurt somebody. But
that's what I was going to ask. What
Yeah.
do you think it's going to happen when you've lost all the weight that you wanted to lose, and then either you're not on the GLP-1s anymore,
Well-
or how are you going to maintain it? Again, this is like the
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of us that take it.
yeah,
I'm probably going to have to take it for the rest of my life because I'm a diabetic.
yeah.
But for you,
Yeah.
how do you think it's going to happen when you're not taking it anymore?
Well, I spoke to my doctor about it because she's was on the same medicine, and she's been about a year and a half off. So what she did, and she's going to do that for me as well, is we're going to slowly wean off of it. I'm on 15 right now, which is the highest. Once I get to my goal weight, we'll go to maybe 15 every other week, for a month or so, then go down to 12 till we get to 2.5 and do it every now and then.
Okay.
And that's what she's doing now. So that is my hope, to be able to do that. But one thing that I really haven't done, and I don't know about you, I really haven't changed my eating habits. It's just that the medicine makes me not eat.
Not eat.
But it's kind of changed my brain. And even when I've been off of the medicine for a week or two, when I just couldn't be on it because I was traveling or whatever, I still don't eat like I did. It seems like it's kind of changed the way that my brain thinks about food.
Well, because you don't think about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't like you get up and you start doing your stuff, and then
Yeah.
you realize 4 hours later, I haven't even had coffee yet this morning.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
For me, because I take it because of my diabetes.
Yes.
It doesn't really connect with me in the same way as
Yeah.
I think those that are taking it for weight loss
Yeah.
do. But that's definitely for another segment.
Yeah.
But for me, what I started doing this time around is I started incorporating therapy. I started looking into the whys
Yes.
of why I do it. And I started working with this therapist who really talked about the reason why you overeat.
Yeah.
And why, like when you eat, like what are the times that you eat? When you're feeling bad, what kind of things do you go for?
Yeah.
Like with me, laying in bed at night, watching TV at 10:30, 11, midnight, having a glass of milk with cookies makes me feel safe.
Oh, okay.
It brings me a sense of comfort and safe. And that goes back to from when I was a child and I was essayed. And so
You were what?
I don't know if I was sexually abused.
Oh, okay.
I was
Oh,
sexually
okay.
assaulted
Oh,
as a
okay.
child.
Okay.
And years later, you really start thinking about it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I found safety with my family in my house because
Yes.
it happened with somebody that I was not really close to, wasn't a part of my family or
Yes.
anything like that. So when I was home, I felt safe.
Yes.
When I was in my bed, I felt safe. And so that's where I
It was a
connect,
comfort.
safety and comfort. So I'm working with the therapist to, when I have that need for safety and comfort, trying to do other things. Like we've started, similar to Reiki, it's tapping.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's really started to help me when I start, feeling that. Again, this is something that I'm discovering in my
Yes.
mid 50s.
Yes.
Because I always thought, well, I like food, and
Yeah.
I do. I like all kinds of food, but there's certain times when I connect food with that comfort and that safety. So
Yeah.
it's having to, use something else.
Yeah, and it's in
for
the
that.
and the problem with food is there are other addictions that you don't have to have in your life. Cigarettes you don't have to have, alcohol you don't have to have, food you have to have. And when food is a comfort, it's just different, Then you can't say, well, you can't eat. No, you have to eat to sustain yourself. And I noticed when I had the weight loss surgery, some of the other people, because we had like a Bansters group and everything, a lot of the people kind of became alcoholics because they couldn't eat, but they could drink. And they had another vice. And I always tell people whenever anyone asked me about weight loss surgery and would I do it again, I said I was knocking on 400 pounds. I had to do something. I was killing myself. And I definitely would do it again, but I would have incorporated with psychiatry, with speaking to somebody.
I know somebody who had the gastric bypass, and her doctor would not perform the surgery until she went to at least 3 months of therapy
Yes.
with a psychiatrist or what have you.
Yeah.
Because his thought was, you don't get to 400 plus pounds
Yeah.
just because you like to eat.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why you get
it's
there.
something eating you.
And if you have the surgery, but you haven't taken care of the reason why you're 400 plus pounds,
Yes.
you're only gonna you're gonna move to alcohol
Yeah.
or drugs or whatever
There's
it is.
some other
because
advice.
physically you just can't
Yeah.
eat anymore. And I thought that was very smart of him, because I can honestly tell you, she is the only person that I know that has had gastric bypass who was already like an adult in her 30s.
Yes.
Who had the gastric bypass, who hasn't gained any weight.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very smart of the doctor to do that.
Yeah.
But, another thing that I think, not only, how we connect food with emotions and everything else and the yo-yo dieting, is the fact that once you start getting into your 50s, because of menopause and premenopause and your hormones, and we're definitely having a segment just on that.
Oh, yeah.
Your body just naturally gains 5 pounds a year,
Yeah. Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
You know, but from the time you're 50 to the time you're 55, now you're an extra 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Easily.
But I don't think, I'm trying to think in the last, since I turned 50 to now, my weight kind of stayed the same. Even after I think I gained weight after I had my gallbladder removed, because when I had my gallbladder removed, they removed the band, and I gained maybe 20 pounds. And that's when I decided, when I heard, you and some of your other friends were taking the medication, I decided to take it. But it's really weird how we tie our weight to how we feel about ourselves. Mm-hmm. I don't think personally, I didn't think personally that I tied my weight to how I felt about myself. I thought, I'm just me. I've been like this all the time, and I feel really great. But since I've lost 80 pounds, I feel really greater. Like it's a difference.
Yeah,
I really
it's
feel
a difference.
it's a more confidence. Going into the store and buying an extra large off the rack has really been eye opening and cool.
And do you get anxious when you go and you try on an outfit on a smaller size that it fits, and then you're like, I really don't want to gain the weight back. I would get very anxious.
Yeah, I get anxious, but this is the first time, and you know how many times I've lost a lot of weight and gained it back. This is the first time that I've gotten rid of almost all of my clothes in a larger size. I've always had a wardrobe from it used to be a size 14 to 24. I don't have any 24s. I don't have any 22s. I have a few 1820s that I still like. And when I say a few, you just saw the bag I gave to someone the other day of clothes. But this time I'm like, I'm not going back. I went to Vegas, 2 weeks ago, and I was able to walk without a cane and the whole hotel. I was able to go out and do different things. When we went to Puerto Rico, I was able to walk around, and we walked from our hotel to that District place. 80 pounds ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Just those stairs in Old San Juan.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have been able to do that. And I think now it's kind of an eye-opener that we're getting older. We got a little bit of money to do some stuff. We want to travel. I'm not going to be able to travel if I can't walk. No, nobody wants to go with the person that, well, we got to go, but we got to leave Pam here because, we'll come back and get you. That.
Just sit here, we'll be back.
This doesn't seem fun. So I think for that alone, for seeing all the stuff that I can do now that I've lost weight, has given me motivation to keep it off. And now, once the clothes are tight, I know to push back because I'm not going to have another wardrobe to go to or stretchy pants to go to because I've even gotten rid of all of those as well. So I'm ready for the weight loss. I'm ready to keep it off and find different ways to keep it off.
Going back to, let's talk about how much easier it was to lose weight too when we were in our 20s.
Oh yeah. But still it was easy, but we just never kept it off because whatever we were doing wasn't sustainable.
No,
you can't.
But how quickly we could lose it.
Oh yeah, even this. If I
could eat that damn cabbage soup for 4 days and I'd lose 5 pounds.
Yeah, right now if I ate the cabbage soup, I probably would gain weight because I don't, because my body has changed, my metabolism has changed, and I'm probably have messed up my metabolism with all that yo-yo dieting.
Oh, 1,000%.
Has probably messed things up.
1,000%. The fact that we're menopausal, or postmenopausal, premenopausal, wherever you happen to be, and how we messed up our bodies by doing all of that things would probably be easier for me now if I hadn't done everything that I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
Doing what was it like the 72-hour detox where all you would drink was like grapefruit juice Did you ever do that one?
No,
I did that
they
one.
did they have one with the apple cider vinegar or something like that?
And cayenne pepper.
Yeah, yeah,
With
it was
lemon.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was nasty.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. But I have starved myself for 24, 72 hours. But just to get into a dress that that I probably by the end of the night the buttons probably were popping as soon as I ate something. But I felt good for that moment.
I know.
But I think as I'm older, as I'm realizing the importance of health, because you don't really think about your health in your 20s and 30s.
No.
I mean, not until maybe 35, maybe 39 when
I
stuff
smoked
starts.
a pack of cigarettes a day. I lived on cigarettes and Diet Coke.
Yeah,
I
you
thought I
don't-
was going to live forever. But no, it's, yeah. But because of all that stuff that we also did to ourselves, not only the screwing up our metabolism, but hypertension,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
type 2 diabetes, because
Yeah.
I'm a diabetic.
Yeah.
And I was a diabetic way before the whole
Yeah.
GLP-1 thing.
Yeah, and I was a borderline,
around.
and then just the risk of heart disease with all that yo-yoing up and down, up and down. The body's not supposed to do that. What do you think about getting on the scale? Do you get on the scale once a week or once a day, or because I get on the scale all day long?
Seriously?
Yeah, I get on it in the morning. And our scale makes a noise, so everybody in the house knows that I'm on the scale. And Michaela said she's going to take it away from me.
Oh, no. That scale would have to go. No, I weigh myself maybe once a week, but I don't do it any more than that. Because when I had lost all the weight, when I was several years ago,
Uh-huh.
that I had lost all that weight, I used to weigh myself every single morning. And if it was a pound over, then I wouldn't eat. I would just drink water for the day. I would be so upset. I'd
Yeah.
be miserable. And I'd rather be emotionally stable than crazy because I'm living from, off of the scale. I just can't do it. I've done it and it's not healthy for me.
So you're saying I'm not emotionally stable?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
No, that is what I'm saying. You're
That-
not emotionally stable.
Oh. Okay, I can.
Not if you're weighing yourself multiple times a day. That's crazy.
But I think I've always done that when I've been dieting. Maybe I should stop that, but I don't know how.
I have Lexapro. Maybe that'll help you.
Just add another drug.
Just add another drug.
To all the other drugs
I
that
do
I've taken.
once a week, and sometimes I remember, and sometimes I don't remember because I just don't want to, I have enough issues.
Yeah.
And I don't want to double up on my Lexapro.
Well, are there any little small changes that you think that you're going to do now that can help you later on to keep this weight off? Because okay, I know I need to stop with the scale. That's a little crazy, and I know that's crazy. I have been doing that, but I do plan on, which I should have already started going to the gym, but I just got some new gym clothes, so I'm going to start next week. We'll check. We'll check for the next podcast to see if that happened.
Okay.
But I'm kind of worried about muscle loss because I keep hearing about muscle loss when you go into menopause, and now losing all of this weight and not exercising or doing some type of resistance training or something like that. I don't want to lose muscle because I don't want to. I mean, I'm going to have the hanging skin. That's a given. But are you doing any kind of exercising or anything like that?
Walking.
Have you started
I like to walk.
your treadmill that's in the room?
No, it's in the family room.
Oh, and have you been using it?
A couple times.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
Well, you got it out of the room and you moved it somewhere where you could see it,
yeah.
and it's not a clothes rack.
No.
So that's a big win. I clap it up for you for that one. That's a win.
My thing is the doing the therapy is what's helping me. This is something that I've never done. I've
Yeah.
never done before. I never equated it
Yeah,
to the reason why I yo-yo dieted.
yeah,
But now that I'm working on that, I think that'll be sustainable for me because I kind of finally figured out
Yeah.
the why,
Yeah.
you know? And so that's how I think it's going to be sustainable for me.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you're not alone. We've all been there, and we're still trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
Pam needs to just step away from the scale,
I'll try.
and I need to keep tapping away to help.
We'd like to hear from our listeners. So listeners that are listening, we want you to write in, text us or whatever, and tell us, what have you done to break free from the yo-yo dieting cycle? You can drop a comment or a voice note. We'd love to share some of your stories in the future.
Or if you're still yo-yo dieting, let's talk about that. Let's
Yeah.
kind of like have our own little community here and figure out how we can help each other out.
Yeah. Well, until next time, thank you for joining us on the Pam and Betty podcast. We go together like
Peanut butter.
and jelly.
And funny enough, the show today was about dieting.